beautiful people, welcome to my channel, Self Love Lexi. Today we're going to be diving into manifestation. I do have a video on my YouTube channel actually about this already, but as I am a teacher, I am also a student. So I love learning by God and the universe more things about manifestation so I can teach other people. So let's get into it. First things first, what is manifestation? It is basically just creating a reality. So I believe in co-creation. I believe that me and God in the universe create together as one. We are not separate, but we are one. A lot of people think manifestation is voodoo, but you manifest every day. You are manifesting right now. Your thoughts are manifesting. Basics of it, we can look at it as vibration and frequency. The world is vibration. Everything is vibration, to the point where if you touch your throat when you speak, your throat is vibrating with the words that you say. You can feel people. Like, I'm just trying to go off on like a vibration tangent so you really understand that everything is vibration and frequency, and I mean everything. And we can even feel the authentic vibration from people. So when you see someone who's truly themselves and they carry themselves with such authenticity and confidence, that vibrates to us, whether we are appalled by it and we get insecure and or we love it and we let that uplift us. Those are very different people, very different vibrations. An example is if somebody's complimenting you. A real compliment is going to sound genuine and you're going to perceive it with kindness and love, and you're like, oh, thanks, and you're gonna feel good about it. But if there's somebody who's giving you a compliment that isn't really genuine and kind of passive aggressive, you don't feel as good. And that right there is just an example of real life vibration. We have this out of the way. The vibration and frequency, they're everywhere and everything. We are constantly manifesting with our thoughts, our emotions, and our beliefs. Those are the three characteristics of manifestation. So I swear I also have another video on this and how like your overthinking is creating your reality, and vice versa, delusion as well. But your thoughts, what you're thinking. I am so smart. I love myself. I'm so dumb. I hate myself. I'm lazy. Those are very different thoughts. Very different frequencies. And then we have the emotions behind them. When you are sad, you are just vibrating at a different frequency and you are putting that out into the universe and in turn getting that back. So I'm not saying that emotion isn't a good thing. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when you are unconscious of this, when you don't have an awareness that your emotions actually push and pull, like you get what you give. So for example, if you're stuck in a constant overthinking loop of, let's say, your friends talking bad about you, you are going to see more of that in the world. You're just going to see that because that is what you're constantly thinking about and constantly seeing. Or if you're obsessing over something that someone did you wrong about, every time you see them, that energy is just going to radiate, and it's just not a good cycle. Okay, so your emotions behind it. So when you feel good, you tend to take on more good. And when you feel bad, you tend to take on more bad. And that's the same thing, just vibration. Then we have our beliefs, our core beliefs. These usually stem from childhood. Even if you didn't have a traumatic childhood, your core beliefs can still be insane just because of the propaganda and the programming that we all experience even today. But one of them being more money, more problems. That's a financial one. That's a financial limiting belief. Your mind, okay, your brain is always trying to protect you. Always. But sometimes it does not do it in the best way because the limiting beliefs that we have already. Meaning, if you have a limiting belief, more money, more problems, or money is the root of all evil, your brain is going to stop you from becoming rich or successful because that is a limiting belief that you have. Boom. Drop the bomb, bitch. That was a lot. And so there's ways that we can consciously manifest and unconsciously manifest. Unconsciously manifesting, we're manifesting right now. We're always manifesting. There's not a single point in time that we aren't manifesting. Whereas you're putting things in your body and you're manifesting your body. or you're consuming things in your head, like the music you listen to, the TV you watch, the friends you're around, and you are manifesting your life right there. Yeah, that's why I say, if you want to be confident, hang around people who are confident. If you have friends with low self-esteem, they're not going to get you to a place you want to be. They're just not. That's it. And I'm not saying drop them, because old past version of me used to drop everybody over anything. But now I understand something, that in life we are all at a different timeline. You know, there's 3 pillars to a friendship, and I learned recently, which I'm integrating immediately into my life because this is how powerful it took me. Proximity. Friends integrate into your life how close you are, like literally physically closeness. You become more friends with people who are just closer to you. You know, that's why like you have friends from high school who you don't really talk to anymore, or because you don't see them as much. It's just how life works. So number 1, proximity. Number 2 is timeline. We all are here on a spiritual journey, and my belief, we are spiritual beings experiencing human experiences. We don't have to have the same belief. I love hearing other people's beliefs. Why? I don't know why I'm holding this, but I love hearing other people's perspectives and beliefs. It opens my mind, so please let me know what your beliefs are. I think that's so cool. Number 1, proximity. Number 2 is timelines. We're all going through different timelines in life. Whether your friend is single or in a relationship, or somebody is really focused on themselves and another person is really focused on partying and hanging out with people. None of them are good or bad. It's just different timelines. We're on different time waves. But it doesn't mean that I have to drop you and you and you and you. It just may mean that we just aren't the closest as friends right now. And one day, perhaps, our timelines will match up. And like you resonate with people who are more like you in certain senses. You know, if somebody has a child, they're probably going to resonate with somebody else who also has a child because they have the same experiences. They're going through the same thing. They have the same milestones, you know? The third one is energy. You know those people, you meet them, you just click right away, or the opposite, you meet them and you're just like, I don't think so. That is all energy. People are like, oh, energy is voodoo. Energy isn't real. We experience energy every single day. All of us experience energy every single day. The fact that somebody can walk into a room and alter the room's energy just in that second proves it. The fact that when somebody's upset, you can feel it, proves it. Energy is so real. Stop trying to hide from it. Stop trying to hide from it. But yeah, that's another thing, energy. Sometimes we are at a different energy than other people, and that's okay. From my personal experiences, I've had friendships that lasted so long, and I wanted them to be my best friend forever. And things happen. People grow, people change, and people learn, and people evolve. And we just didn't match the same energy anymore, the same frequency. We weren't at the same place. And I accepted the fact that these people were no longer my people. Send them love, hold space for them somewhere else, not at my table. I'm not going to talk about you at my table. You're just not invited to this table anymore. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. God always mentions to not gossip. Don't talk bad about others. Just because they did something to you or they're on a different timeline or energy doesn't mean that you get to gossip about other people. It just doesn't. Grow up. Get out of that phase. I understand that everyone had that phase, including myself, 100%, in like middle school, but we're not children anymore. And if you are like a very young person, wow, welcome in, love that you're here, love that you're listening. I just know you're wise. But it's time to let go of the gossipy energy. It's icky. No one likes it. No one likes a gossiper unless the whole group is full of gossipers. I had to leave a couple friend groups because all they did was gossip. And it just didn't align with me anymore. I just didn't, we weren't at the same energy, and that's okay. But understanding the 3 pillars of friendships, knowing that sometimes when you aren't vibrating at the same frequency, it doesn't mean you have to like cut them off and be disrespectful and gossip about them. It just means that they're a different level than you right now. And maybe one day in the future, you guys will reconnect and be at the same level. And that's just how life works. So it's really cool. If you guys have watched my videos, you know that sometimes I can get very off track, but it's all informational. So I hope you enjoy. We're not done. Not done. I have a new camera set up and I use it for the gym recording. I kind of like it. My hair's so good today. Pose. 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 Love it. Love it. Okay, let's really get into the nitty-gritty of manifestation. Like I said before, we are manifesting constantly. Every second that we think something, our thoughts vibrate and go into the world. Just as much as our actual spoken words, our spoken words are so incredibly powerful. Whatever we say, act as if that you're ordering something to God or the universe. So say you're like, oh, I'm so tired today. Act as if that you just sent in the order to Amazon, okay? And it's direct, girl. You are on premium. It is coming right back at you. That's how you should be acting with what you are saying and thinking. But sometimes thinking is a little more controversial because we are not our thoughts. We can't control our thoughts. We can get a hold of them once in a while when we are in a spiral, and we can focus them in a certain way and direction, but most of the time we do not have complete control over our thoughts. That's why sometimes you just think about the randomest thing and you're like, what the hell? And something that's not true, and when you're ruminating on something that isn't true and your mind seems like it's in a spiral, you have to understand that your thoughts are not you. They are separate. But meditation does help with calming the thoughts and calming the mind and getting in the present moment. Now let's talk about intentionally manifesting. So there's many methods that people use for manifesting: scripting, the 369 method, the O method. There's so many methods. Let me tell you something. You do not need a single one. What these methods actually do is the placebo effect, and they trick your brain into believing what is happening. There has been so many studies that placebo effects are very effective. So if you don't have the brain strength and capabilities yet of manifesting, I 100% recommend these methods. Look into it. You don't need to match it to a T because, again, it is placebo effect. But they did help me a lot, and that's just because I truly believed in them. I believed that me writing it 3 times in the morning, 6 in the evening, and 9 at night would work, and so they did work. Just as much as if I were a sentence that was like, I'm gonna get da-da-da, and I truly believe that it's going to work, it will work. You know how many times people are like, Alexis, like, that's so unrealistic. Like, Alexis, that's not gonna happen. And, like, I just have such a core belief and faith that it will work out, that it always does. It always does. You know, unless that I have doubts as well, and people are like, Alexis, this is not gonna work. And I'm like, oh my gosh. That's the only time that I won't see progress, or I won't see something work out for me. But every time that I'm like, no, of course it's gonna work. Duh. It works. Or for example, one of mine that me and my family practice all the time now that I kind of introduced to the family was intentions. So even if like we were going to the mall on a busy Saturday, our brain, our logic is going to tell us that there's not going to be a spot. Like, we're going to have to walk so far. And I'd be like, no, of course there's a spot. Like, obviously, for us, the universe will make anything happen. Like, if there's going to be a spot right up front. And so all of us, they've actually watched me do this real time, and they're like, what? Because there were the people in my lives before who didn't actually believe in these things that much. They had a lot of controversies and thoughts and limiting beliefs about this stuff, which most people do because it's just how we're programmed. We're in a weird time in this universe, so it's okay. They wouldn't believe me until they've actually seen it happen with their own eyes. And so we all started integrating something where we just set intentions for the day, or we set intentions for a meeting. Or one thing that we did was we met up with this person who we all love and care about, but we know is a little like Debbie Downer. Like, we know her as somebody who kind of brings down the mood, brings down the vibe. And so we had set an intention before this person came over. It was one of the best times that we had with this person ever. And after, we were like, oh my gosh, this works so many. I got my boyfriend to do this with a guy who was pissing him off at work. So me and my boyfriend are very similar in the ways that we feel energy like no other. Like, if I also can't deal with negative people. If I'm around somebody who's like sees the glass half empty versus me who sees the glass half full, I will get so like emotionally triggered by people with negative mindsets. I just cannot be around you. Like, you are so I'm not even trying to be rude, but it's just like, ugh, get away from me. Energy vampire. So we are the same that way, and there's this one guy at his work who was draining him, who was always complaining, never saw the good in anything, like kind of just like an icky human, like icky energy, icky aura kind of. And so he was complaining about this all the time to me, and as who I am, I'm like, look, babe, I love you, but you cannot keep coming to me about the same person. I'm like, I understand that it's draining you, but now you're draining me. Okay, and so I also had to accept the fact that sometimes, see, we're always learning, and I learned that he wasn't actually trying to put it on me, he was just trying to speak to me, but I take it as, like, I'm taking it, and I mean, like, energetically, I'm taking it, and that's what I tend to do with people who come to me about problems. I always feel so bad, and I always feel like the healer, and, well, I am a healer, but not to that extent. That's not a healer, okay? I've learned so much recently. But I used to be the healer and take on people's energy for them, and that's what I was doing to him, but he didn't want that. He just wanted someone to talk to. Anyways, cool thing. We learn every day. But me and my mother and my sister all talked to him about setting intentions, going into work, and, you know, setting intentions. How is he going to act? How is he going to... And this is hard for people, especially when you've had facts, logic, being like, well, this person doesn't act that way. Once you actually integrate this in your life, you will see this person change in front of your eyes. And it's hard to do. Actually, scratch that. It's not hard at all. Say you have somebody in your life who's been the same way since you met them. It's going to be a little difficult to shift that reality in your head when you're like, there's no way. There is way. And it will work. I promise you. You must believe. You must believe to receive. Ooh. Oh, girl, you must believe to receive. Put on a t-shirt. A lot of people in my life have single-handedly seen miracles work in front of them just because I tell them that it works, intention works, and believe it. Now, we'll just use a method. Say you're using the 369 method, okay? And you're manifesting money. I once did the 555 method, and then my next paycheck was $555. Blew my mind. Genuinely was insane. But again, paycheck. We're escaping that. Don't worry, gals, ladies, gents, gals, whatever. You must believe that it's coming to you. You must understand that the universe and God can bring you miracles. People are like, well, how am I supposed to make money if I don't have a job? You know how many people just get miraculous amounts of money just because? They're not clocking in. They're not doing anything. People win the lottery. I'm not saying go buy a lottery ticket, but I'm just saying be open to receiving from the universe and from God. Be open to receiving things in miraculous ways because miracles are real. We have squirrels running around. We breathe from trees. From trees. Trees give us oxygen. We are breathing. We grow eyelashes to protect our eyes. And you're telling me that miracles aren't real? Think again. Open your heart and open your mind and open your body to receiving the miracles that the universe and God have to offer today and every day. The next key thing with manifesting that a lot of people don't necessarily get truly is detachment. They're like, okay, well, I'm manifesting, so obviously I want it. So what do you mean detach from it? The most basic way, an easy way, I've studied detachment for a very long time, and at one point in my life, I was so incredible at it. Right now, I'm a little more attached to things, like my boyfriend. I'm more attached to him. But if I could tap into the energy of Lexus, when I was completely detached from everything. You have to have a knowing that nothing is yours except you. All the materialistic things in your life, they're just here for now. They aren't yours. They aren't yours. Sure, you bought them with your money, but they aren't yours. You must understand that you don't need anything except yourself. The money that you're manifesting, you don't need it. You don't need this money. We live in such a capitalistic society that you kind of do need money now to survive, but understand, you have to have a true understanding that all you need is right here. All you need is right here. Detachment is the fact that, the knowing that without these things that you're manifesting, you will be okay. You won't want them. And when we say I desire or I want, you are basically telling the universe. Remember how I was saying before how like we are constantly sending like wishes to the world and it just drops right back into us. It's like an Amazon Premium, fast delivery. When you're saying I want, it is signaling to the universe that you don't have. Meaning, the universe is always saying yes. The universe, when I learned this, my mind was blown, but it's so true. The universe is your biggest hype man, is the biggest yes man you will ever meet. When you're saying I want these shoes, the universe is like yes. Yes, you do. Yes, you do want them. When you say, well, I just don't, like, why am I still single? The universe is like, yes. Why are you still single? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally just like a boom, right back at you. Boomerang, bitch. Also understand that what you say is extremely powerful with manifesting. So say, we're going to go back to the 555 method. Say you're manifesting a Porsche. And you are so attached to the idea of this Porsche. You're constantly thinking, oh my gosh, I want it so bad. Like, why isn't it coming yet? You've already wrote it down and you're just stuck on the detaching part. Understand that this Porsche is going to give you happiness once you receive it. But like anything, eventually the happiness level will deteriorate. Okay, this is going to sound very like sad, but it's true. You know, and I'm just being so honest. Like, at first, when I got, let's just say, this crystal, I was so happy. I was in love with it. And I'm not saying that I don't love it now. It's just that you get used to these things. Just like a billionaire is going to get used to the 5 cars that they own. It doesn't mean that they weren't so excited when they got it. It doesn't mean that they weren't, like, every time they go in it, doesn't mean that they don't feel gratitude for it. It's just, over time, it deteriorates. Like, the emotion behind it just lowers a little bit. They're not as excited anymore, pretty much. And that's not a bad thing. It's normal. But just understanding the fact that you will be you without it just as much as you will be you with it. And that's such a good statement. You will be you without it just as much as you are you with it. Let go of the outcome. A lot of us try to make things work and control our reality. But when you're controlling reality, you are not surrendering to it. And the universe works in your favor when you are completely surrendered to how things are supposed to go. When you're trying to control everything, you're not allowing the universe to guide you, to flow with you. For example, all my God-loving people here, you know that God has a plan for you, but you get upset when things don't work out for you. That doesn't make sense. You can't completely surrender to an all-knowing, all-loving being and still try to control the outcome. It doesn't work that way. So just for a little recap, we are manifesting constantly. Your thoughts, your emotions, and your beliefs are the core to manifesting. The ways people manifest with 369 method, 333 method, 555 method, the O method, scripting, and journaling, all of these things are placebo effects, just as much as crystals. Yes, they hold very high vibrations, and when you're in that state, you're vibrating super high, but that's because we believe it to work, so it works. Believe it to see it. You're not going to see it and then believe it. Believe it to see it. Detach from the outcome. Know that you are you with it and without what you want. You are all you need, and that's it. You do not need the shoes. You do not need the car. You do not need the money. And it's a beautiful thing to have it, and you would like it. You would like it, but without it, you are fine just as much as you are fine with it. Understand that and watch the things come to you. Receive. You are not in complete control of your reality. We are co-creating with God in the universe, okay? Like I said, you put your message on the card, you send it to Amazon, the universe, God, and it will bring it right back to you. We're on premium delivery, baby. And I'm not saying the 369 methods and stuff like that don't work. Trust me, as somebody who's been doing it for years, they do. They do work. And sometimes it's just fun. It's just a fun thing to do. But you do not need it to manifest, okay? You don't. Visualization's a huge one as well. Anyways, this video kind of went all over. I'm gonna try to like stick to one thing when I'm recording. It's just my brain loves going, expanding. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.